Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. The subject of my vlog today is why most of you will never step foot into the Philippines. Before I get started, let me welcome my new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. It's truly amazing. I'll never take that for granted. Thank you again. 24,000 subscribers. I really appreciate that. I'm so happy that a lot of you can relate to my content. You're enjoying my channel. I'm just boots on the ground. That's really, I'm not over in America reporting on the Philippines. I just tell you, my life and, what I go through here on a day-to-day basis, what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I call that the nitty-gritty. But as much as I talk about the Philippines and promote it and put it out there as an option for a lot of you, many of us would never step foot in the Philippines. The Philippines should be a bucket list country with everything going for it. It's so far away, especially from the West. 70% of my viewers are in the West. The mystique behind it, the beauty. There's so few people really come here. And I got this idea for this vlog because on my live stream yesterday, a gentleman said, Calvin, you're going to have to move out of San Carlos City once all your viewers and subscribers show up there. And I really thought that was funny because I know in my heart of hearts, I said yesterday, I was being nice. I said 1 in 100 of the new viewers may come, but really it's like 1 in 1,000. It may be 1 in 10,000, really. And I've come up with some reasons why. And some of you are looking at me right now and you're saying, man, I'm coming with all sincerity, with everything in you, you're saying you're coming, and you're not going to come. And the first reason is fear. Western countries have scared the daylights out of their citizens about coming to the Philippines. And mainly because of the threat of terror. And one thing I can tell you is that the Philippine government takes terrorism very seriously over here. The threats of terrorism over here very seriously. They're always on high alert, especially since Zamboanga in 2013 and Marawi 2017. But right now, I was looking on the Manila Times. They're at a moderate alert right now because, there hasn't been any credible threats to the Philippine government. But let me be honest, a couple of months ago, and I didn't tell anybody this because Philippines had already said they were going to open up, and I didn't want to spook anybody. But the Japanese government had warned their citizens about a credible threat that they had received about some terrorist attacks that were going to happen in Southeast Asia. And the Philippines was one of the countries. Singapore, Malaysia. It was 6 countries. And it was a credible threat. The Japanese, they focus on credible threats. But I didn't say anything about it. And, the Philippines government, they told their citizens to be calm and don't panic. Because like I said, they're always on top of it. But that's the main reason why people don't come over here. They're scared to death of that. The Abu Sayyaf. And, they get all these crazy news stories. And, because the news is going to shock you and all. Shock and all. That's their goal. And that's what they do. Fear, and then just fear. Some people are afraid to fly. Some people are just afraid of change. They're afraid to come so far away from home. They've never been that far. But fear is the number one reason. Number 2 is time. You got to take some considerable amount of time out of your life to come here. Time that a lot of people don't have or won't make the time to come over here. I want to remind you, man, this is a bucket list country, man. You got to come here. if you don't go anywhere else, come here at least one time. And I know you've heard me talk about guys come over here for 1 day, 3 days, but now if you're a serious traveler, you've got to take out some considerable time to come here and really relax, enjoy yourself, because the time difference from where I am in Louisville, Kentucky, it's a 13-hour time difference. So when I fly here, I rock it 13 hours ahead, the jet lag and all of that. See, you need considerable time just to relax, get your wits about you, man. And a lot of people in the West, they don't get that much time. 2 weeks. If you get 2 weeks, come on. I can't say that's not enough, because really a week here is enough. But time is the reason why we won't make time. The third thing is money. It costs money to come here. A lot of us, we don't have the money to come. Or our priorities. We'll say, well, hell, I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a plane ticket to the Philippines and then another $300 or $400 on hotel, maybe more than that, another $500 on hotels, another $200-300 on food. I can do a whole lot better things with that money. And some of us just don't have it. But yeah, it takes money to come over here, and the expense of coming all the way over here and having enough money for emergencies and all that, it stops a lot of us. Another reason we don't come to the Philippines is because we don't really have any real interest. It's like a passing fancy, really, to some of us. You're interested for a little while, and the next thing you know, your interest goes down. Maybe you find a girlfriend over there. Life shows up. You might get married. I get it, your job, your health. But you really don't have a real interest in coming, because you have to have a compelling interest to come over here from the West. It's a long way over here. It's a lot that you have to go through to get here. And just a lukewarm interest is not going to get it. Another reason is a lot of us are just bullshitting. Let's be honest, man. We're going to fake it till we make it, so to speak. And I say that because most of you watching right now, good and well you're never coming here, but the pandemic gives you an excuse to pump your chest out and say, yeah, I'm coming and I'm making plans, and you get on the dating sites and all this when you really know you're not coming. And that's okay. It's a lot of other places to come and enjoy yourself. Like I said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime place to me. I've been around the world as a member of the United States Navy, personally, and the Philippines just has so much to offer. It's a bucket list country. It's some place that you absolutely must see. You should make the time. Save the money. Don't overthink it. I'm so glad, because I'm like that. I'm a perfectionist. I overthink things all the time. But for this place, I didn't. I just got on the plane and came over here. You don't have to do that, but at least you can just get on the plane, have enough money, have enough time, get your head right, and come on over here. Don't overthink it, because I remind you that this is one of the places that's very easy to assimilate into. I don't care if you're going to be here 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, or the rest of your life. That's just how it is coming from the West. It's very easy, but most of my viewers and most of my subscribers would never step foot in the Philippines, and that's a sad thing. I wish more people would come here and enjoy this place. The pandemic is about to be over, man. If you listen to all the experts, and even if it's not, these countries are opening up over here, and the Philippines is next on the list. They should be open already. I would advise you to get it together, man, and come over here. It's a bucket list country. Don't go to your grave, man, saying, man, damn, I should have went to the Philippines. It's a lot of reasons to come here. not just the women, man. I promise you. That's probably now, since I've been here on and off for 12 years, that's probably the least reason to come over here, honestly. But yeah, fear gets us because, I was telling a guy I was chatting with, he said, Calvin, he said, why do people always say that, Filipinos prefer white men? I said, well, don't let that discourage you. I said, because the Abu Sayyaf prefers white men too. I said, I'm so glad that they didn't want me for my color. I want to be, even if it's for my money, at least, don't want me for my color. It's so shallow. Want me for my personality or something other than that. I mean, because I've been, judged by my looks my whole entire life. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. I said, yeah, that Abu Sayyaf, they prefer white men too. But yeah, fear and the time. Take the time, guys, to come over here. Make the time. Save the money. Some of you guys, you're just living out a fantasy, and that's okay. Go somewhere else. Even the bullshitters. Even when life shows up. And it's just something I wanted to talk about today, because I don't have a fear of being overrun by foreigners here. It hasn't happened in 12 years. It's not going to happen. I mean, I've been to Manila, the most populated area in the Philippines. I never was overrun by foreigners. Cebu, Davao. I've been to all of the expat alley. People just won't come here. And those are some of the reasons. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. If you're in America, you've already gotten up. You may already be at work or on your way to the gym. Maybe you're coming home from the gym, getting a cup of coffee, newspaper. You see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. In the Philippines, it's late here. I guess it's about almost 9 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody's in for the night. People think that the Philippines is some party place. It's really not. I mean, after about 8:30 or 9 o'clock, unless you're in one of these tourist places, the Philippines shuts down. I hope you were able to help somebody before you came in today. It's not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. I say that all the time, and I mean it. I don't want any pats on the back or anything. I'm paying it forward. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time.